Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Another Brick in the Mall with me, Bigfoot. Today, in episode number 3, we have a lot of work to do. So first of all, I want to point out that the store is a bit mucky, and that was something which I generally noticed. I think we need more janitors. That's really the way we're going to solve that. We have also, importantly, research has been going really well. So frozen food supplies is what we're working on next, and that will give us ice cream, frozen vegetables, and frozen pizza. In today's episode as well, I want to work on night hours so we can have our store open 24/7. I want to go ahead and increase our daily profit to over 2,500. Currently it's at our best day, should I say, it's been $1,350. And then I also want to go ahead and try and expand some of our road network again and bus transport to allow us to go ahead and get more people into our store. Okay, so first thing I really want to say is that overall things are going really well. Thank you for the great reception on the first 2 episodes. I did see 1 or 2 comments asking for other games such as City Skylines, Railway Empire. I've got those games on download and I am playing those in my spare time, so those games will likely come out in September when I'm back from America. I'm just allowing myself to get better at those games, and it's something I will play in the future. So with regards to the actual game itself, it's a game that this save is actually going really well, I feel. I'm very happy with the progress after editing the first 2 episodes, though there are some obvious changes I do want to go ahead and make, which I've just stated. So the first thing is we now have bus stops unlocked, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and do that. We have 25,000, I think we just maybe got an extra 10,000 cash there because it's not quite updated, but that's what we'll go ahead and do. So we'll build 1 bus stop, and this will just allow a little bit more extra people to come along to our store. So if we go ahead and put this in here, in general, per day, per sales, we made 580 yesterday, which was our maximum, but this bus stop will allow us to take it really to the next level, which is good. So that's getting installed right now, and as we can now start to see, there is these buses coming along. Now, they don't look very big at all. However, they do just drop off maybe 5 passengers each run, and they maybe do a run about every half an hour to an hour, and then they also pick up 5 passengers or so. But these extra, maybe say 50 passengers a day, or 50 shoppers a day, will really make that big difference going forward, which I'm very much looking to see in our sales. So let me go ahead and put the game back to ×2 speed. As we can see, a lot of people got on that bus, but no one really got off that bus. I'm just wanting to see a bus where people get off, to be honest. I just want to actually show you the impact that it can have. Though we're needing another bus to come along, which should be good. The more bus stops you plant, the more buses come along, but unfortunately bus stops cost, a few people got off there. Unfortunately bus stops cost 10,000, and I actually don't have a lot of money right now to play with, which is kind of unfortunate. So I sort of just need to go ahead and wait until I get a bit more money. That's another reason why I want to raise my daily profit to 2,500, just so we can actually start to accumulate money, because I feel right now we're not doing that too greatly. Okay, so as we can see today, are we going to break our sales record? I think we should actually. Though only by 6 actually in the end, so it wasn't that great. With regards to profit, we literally made the exact same profit as well, so things were pretty much identical from the day before. Though today I'm expecting to see really, really good things, just because it's going to be from start to finish. So the first thing I need to do is go ahead and sort out janitors. That's one thing, because currently we only have 2 janitors right now. So currently the store's open from 6 AM to midnight, so what I'm going to do is this early janitor is going to come in at 5 o'clock now, just because I want the store to be clear for the day starting. We've actually got 1 or 2 not bad janitors here. We're going to go for this guy here, Stephen Pratt. Your janitor level is 33 and in the yellow. We'll start you at probably like 11 o'clock, and then this other janitor that starts in the afternoon, we're going to push you back to 5 o'clock like that. So as we can see here, we've got a janitor in the morning, then we've got some overlap around midday and around 6 o'clock. And then there's 4 hours during the night in between the hours of 1 AM and 5 AM where there is no janitors, and hopefully that should just allow the store to be that little bit cleaner, which is good. I'm also starting to see here 1 or 2 areas where there is maybe a lack of filled up I mean, I don't know, do I need more stock clerks or not? There's some empty shelves is what I'm trying to say. It's not too bad right now, but we'll keep monitoring that as time goes on. Definitely doing extremely well today though, so we've broken our sales record, which is really, really good, and that's nice to see that we are continuing on into the future and doing better. So yesterday we made $1,900, nearly $2,000, which is really good. That bus stop will make a difference. And then on top of that as well, we broke our sales record. Arguably not by too much, but again, it's still going up, which is good to see. It looks like as well we've already got our research complete as well on the frozen side of things, which is nice. So that means we can start night hours. On top of that, we've got ice cream, frozen veg, and frozen pizzas, which I need to now go ahead and find room for in this store. Though unfortunately for that, I'm going to have to extend the store just because I don't really have too much more room. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend it up the back. Or I could extend it wider actually, I think that'd be a better idea. And then, I don't know how much that's going to cost though. So what I want to do is just extend it by literally 2, or 3 I guess you could say. So that would cost $12,000, which we can afford right now. So this would allow us to get an extra checkout in and then an extra aisle in, which for me is ideal. So we'll get the builders on that straight away. What I will need to do is also put in some fridges as well for the... Well, there's no difference between... There's no freezers in this game. So you put the stuff in fridges, which I think is quite weird. Obviously, fridge is set to a temperature around about 0, whereas a freezer is set to a much lower temperature. I don't know how low freezers tend to go, but for frozen pizzas and veg, you'd expect it to be in a freezer, but anyway, we'll ignore that for the time being. Right, so let's go ahead and first of all extend Bigfoot's supermarket. The one thing I definitely noticed when I was editing was that Bigfoot Supermarket, I don't actually like that name, so we're going to rename it to Bigfoot's Superstore. Just because, I don't know, Superstore sounds a bit better. Not the biggest fan of supermarkets, although it's quite commonly used in the United Kingdom. I also want to go ahead and just change up the floor as well here, so everything matches nicely. And now we can go ahead and assign the new items. So we'll go for ice cream, we'll go for frozen veg, and then we'll do 2 frozen pizzas, just because I think frozen pizzas could be quite popular. So let's go ahead and allow for that. Then I just want to go ahead and add in a few new objects as well, so let's go ahead and add in another checkout counter. Not that I think we're quite needing it yet, but with the addition of the new bus stop, and I kind of want to add a second bus stop quite shortly too, then I think it could make a difference. And then what I want to do as well is add in some more doors as well. So if we change to all, and then we add in some doors, just 1 extra door, I think that should do the trick, which is nice. Right, okay, so as we can see, the store is kind of lacking a little bit, but it is the end of the sale day. We're not going to make anywhere near as much money as we did yesterday, which is kind of disappointing. And again with sales as well, so kind of a bit unfortunate there, however, it's just the way things are. I am researching night hours right now, but I mean, the shop really was really quiet at 11 o'clock, so we might just have like maybe 2 people working overnight. Overnight is a really good chance so to go ahead and restock the shelves and allow for maybe some more research to happen as well overnight, so we can go ahead and speed things up. I mean, we've still got so much research to go ahead and carry out, and there's some really big things as well, like marketing, big data, some of this stuff which really goes ahead and allows you to go to that next stage. So much of this stuff which I feel would be so useful, but I think we need another researcher for that. Anyway, so it looks like the working day is now starting, and things are kicking off. Again, even the shelves still aren't full right now, which is really, really worrying, and people are getting mad, you can see that, which is quite unfortunate. Shelves have filled up now, but they should have been filled up quite a bit earlier, and there's also litter, which is problematic. One thing I do want to do in this episode though is add in a restroom. That's going to be quite important to me, so I do want to go ahead and do that. I also want to expand this storage area, and I want to expand the office as well. So again, all this is going to cost money though, and we just need to go ahead and get to that stage. That's why I think it's important that we add another bus stop quite quickly, just so we can go ahead and get more people coming into the area. More bus stops, more buses, more people. Right, how are we looking up here with current events? So, music and CDs, I've not done any of that unlocking. It's really unfortunate with a lot of this stuff, I've just not unlocked it. We do have stuff like liquor, we have candies, we should have greetings cards, we don't have CDs, so A lot of the stuff we just can't really make use of yet until we carry out the research, which is unfortunate. Yesterday we actually went back up a bit, so we must have been about 1,800 yesterday all in all, which isn't too bad. As we can see, the staff salaries are costing 3,000 per day, which is quite high, and I think I'm going to go ahead and have a little bit of effect on that. The one big thing to note is that we've unlocked night hours, which is really, really good, so we can be open all throughout the night now. Again, I'm not 100% sure if it's still worth it at this stage, but we'll go ahead and do that. Anyway, so we're going to go now for chemical supplier, because this unlocks a lot of stuff, which I think could be very useful. Clothing also does as well. Electronics would be good, but I mean, that's 96 hours, that's a long one. Chemicals only 24, and it gives us a lot of stuff, so we'll start to work towards that ASAP. The one problem, and I mean, looking to the future here, is that we've got this superstore here, but I can't really segregate stuff or anything like that, and it's going to be quite problematic. So what is going to have to happen is I do want to build a grand mall over here, though I'm going to need a lot of money for that, and that would allow me to segregate stuff. I can have, for example, an electronics shop, we could have a fishmonger's, then we can just have a general supermarket. We can keep the supermarket open, but just downscale it, if you know what I mean. On top of that as well, we've got lots of stuff like a movie theatre, we've got a restroom, bowling alley, fine dining restaurant. I want to add all this stuff in, but that can't be part of this super store, if you understand why. A lot of the stuff just doesn't go, and it just wouldn't work out at all. The one thing I maybe would add beside this is a coffee shop, but outside of that I don't think I'd really add anything else. One thing I am curious about in this game, is there any planning stuff in this game? I don't think there is, unfortunately, because I would love to be able to go ahead and, I guess, draw out my future ambitions. Though I do not believe there is, unfortunately, which is kind of frustrating. We got products, we got patrols, and we got anti-theft tags, so no, there's not really anything like that, unfortunately. Marketing, demand. Yeah, demand's something we need to start to look at. So now we've got the store up and running, we can actually start to look at a lot of the finer details as time goes on. So let's start by doing that actually. It will require some sales monitoring, of course. Same with marketing. Finances in general, I can take out a loan if I want to do massive expansion, and that's something which is kind of playing to my mind, though. Again, we'll see how things go. The next unlock for me though is definitely going to be another bus stop. Right, okay, so what I want to do is start saving a little bit of money. So what we're going to do is, with regards, because we're not doing much large building, the maintenance centre, I'm going to remove this 0 because it bugs me. So that's the maintenance centre. We're going to go ahead and fire a builder, just because of the fact I don't really need 4 builders, especially when they're essentially doing nothing. It is kind of pointless. So who is the worst builder? You're a very good builder, you're a mediocre builder. You're a very good builder, and you're a very good builder, so it looks like we're going to have to fire you, Sandra. Unless, you're not a bad stock clerk to be fair, but we're going to fire you, so that's going to allow me to save just that little bit of money. It looks like all of my janitors and builders are on, well, builders are on $14 actually, which is quite a lot, so that will save me a little bit of money all in all, and then janitors are on $11 right now, so I think for the time being, I think we've got everything on auto salary, which is fine, and I think I'll leave it on that, just because I do want my staff to be fairly paid. So we must have got some rewards there, because we jumped up to 20k, which is nice. We missed some sales occurrences around 8 PM in the shop, which is not good, so we'll address that issue. And then people are wanting a restaurant, but I just don't have a restaurant right now, so we can't really go ahead and address that issue. Okay, so day 29, I can't believe we're on to day 29 now, is underway. We're going to go ahead and add in this new bus stop and hope it makes a little bit of a difference. So on that goes. I also want to go ahead and expand our office capacity to do some more researching, although I don't really feel there's much point actually right now, is there? Let me go ahead and have a look at this. So we've got the office, so we've got currently 2 people working in it per day. We can just hire a 3rd to work overnight, so we still only utilise 1 desk, which is probably a good idea. Have we got any good office workers though? You're not too bad at all, to be fair actually. You've got a rating of 40, which is probably one of our best office workers, so we'll hire you. Now you're going to have to start at 11 o'clock at night, and we just share this one desk right the way through. So that should allow for research to be carried out even more faster, which is good. And I'm very much looking forward to that. Again, as we can see, this is the time of night where we do need more staff in, so I'm going to sort that issue out, and again, it's around about 7 o'clock we miss some sales opportunities. So let's manage Bigfoot Superstore, let's go for cashier, and we've got one good cashier here, as we can see, at a rating of 35. Welcome Ali into the store. As we can see, the shift planning is a bit all over the place, but it will do for the time being. So you're going to start working from 2 o'clock in the afternoon and go to 10 o'clock, because I feel that's probably one of the areas which we need to go ahead and address. So let's go ahead and bring you in, and I think that should do for the time being. What is my stock clerks on? I should have 2 stock clerks in at all time. I feel I need that, though we don't, and I think that's one of our problems. What we're going to do is we're going to move you up 1 hour just so that this shop is totally restocked for the morning, which is good. That's us already gone ahead and complete the chemical research, so we're going to move on to electronic supplies. What's the difference between that and media? Actually, well, what's coming up? That's the big question. So we've got, what time of year is it? It's major album. Okay, so the CDs is going to end, so we're not going to be able to carry the research out in time. Father's Day, start of summer, so we've got the summer season coming up next, and then we've got autumn, and autumn will be back to school, so laptops are really useful then. So we're going to go ahead and search for electronics, because I think that's going to be quite good sales. As we can see again at 10 AM, this is just too many people. It's because of this extra bus stop though, I can guarantee it's because of this extra bus stop. It is just bringing a lot more people, and even the janitors are struggling to keep up. It's crazy the amount of litter. You don't get bins in this game, do you? I'm pretty sure you don't get bins in this game. Though again, I'm not 100% sure. It would obviously just make things that much easier. Oh, there is trash cans. Though we can't put them outside, can we? That's kind of unfortunate. I don't know where else to put them though. We could put them at the end of checkouts like that, maybe. I don't know if they'll get used though. Do they have a capacity on them? Or... no, they don't. They just have a maintenance cost of $1 per day. Hopefully that'll make some difference anyway. I don't know if it will, but we might as well have them there, because they're not blocking anyone at all, which is good. So the next big thing I want to do as well, we have unlocked night hours, so we might as well expand into it. And as we can see, we've got our office worker now working through the night, allowing for much faster research to be carried out. I want to go ahead, and another really profitable day already at 2,500. And it means we're also at 24,000, so we're actually gaining a lot of money now per day as well, and we are flying through the days as well. That is just because day to day things don't move too fast, but if you go ahead and have the game running on ×3 speed, things can change quite quickly. Alright, so Bigfoot Supermarkets, we're going to now be open from midnight all the way to midnight, so it's essentially now a 24-hour store, which is great, and I'll need to go ahead and hire quite a lot more staff. As we can see, actually, I've not looked at this statistic in a while, but profit margin is at 60, which is good. And as we can see, the net profit's just about at 4,000, which is really good. So I'm very happy about that. It's just that maintenance that's then... the maintenance isn't too bad, to be fair. It's the salaries which are eating me up, but that will be fine. Alright, so let's go ahead and hire 2 cashiers. I want 2 cashiers to work through the night, and then that will do me. So we're going to hire Sandra back, actually. I'm pretty sure we did just fire you. And then we're going to bring in you, Liz, I think, as well. So you're at a rating of 29, which isn't too bad. So you guys are going to start at, yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll start you at 11 o'clock at night and get you to finish at 7 in the morning. Let me go ahead and jump into shift planning. I think the problem is we've got too many people now working at... Let me filter this by cashiers before I do anything. Let me go ahead and... yeah, so you're fine. We can have someone else come in at 5 o'clock actually as well. I feel I have 2 people working this late because it's really... the shop's empty by that time. And we're also going to have... we're going to have 5 people working at 11 o'clock now. So, in general, I think what I can do is I can move some people up quite a bit. Like so, and then like so. Actually, we'll need to have more people till 10 o'clock though. So that works quite nicely. It means though that in the mornings, things are kind of patchy, aren't they? We can actually move a few of you guys back. Keep you there. We'll move you back to there like so. And you two. So that's the peak of the day, I would say, the afternoon. And that's well covered now by 12 staff. But I probably need an extra morning staff member because we're having a lot of issues around 10 AM. Can move you back to 8. You move you back 2 maybe? I don't know if that's going to be good enough or not, to be honest. We'll have to see how things go. So that's the new schedule put in place. Hopefully it'll make some sort of difference, so again, I'm not 100% sure. Right, so what I do want to do though is add in some toilets, so that's what we're going to do. So this will be the small, very small toilet block for that matter. What I'm going to do is we're just going to do that, and then that along there. And then also want to expand the storage bay as well, so we're going to go ahead and add in an extra wee part in there like that. So that's going to use up quite a bit of the 24k we had, but it's definitely worth it. We need to get rid of that tree as well, that's for sure. But for that they need access to the room, and for that they need some doors. So let's go ahead and give them a staff door there. Or no, we don't need a staff door actually. I want to just have a normal door in here. So let's remove walls and objects, and let's go for a just normal door in there, which is fine. And then finally I want to remove walls. Want to remove that there. And then that should be that sorted. Alright, so I just want to double check actually how we're doing in the evening now, because this is where we're definitely struggling before. So I don't think the changes have taken effect. We are getting quite a few sales missed opportunities again around about 8 o'clock, but I have made that change, so hopefully things will be a little bit better. Also now the store's running throughout the night, so how busy is it? Quite, and we're going to need more. We're going to need a stock clerk to work overnight, that's for sure, because the shelves are empty. And we're going to need at least a third cashier, just because I'm so surprised how busy it is overnight. Just based on how empty things were up to around about 11 o'clock in the evening. They were quite sparse. Someone's come in at 5 AM, but the shelves are empty. So this is really, really problematic, isn't it? Not good at all. Right, we've got lots to do, so let's go ahead and get it done. First of all, I want to go ahead and finish my expansion projects, which I was carrying out. So let's go ahead and remove that wall there. And then that will allow for a better and larger storage area. What I need to do now is add in more staff for the next day. So let's add in another stock clerk. Who is a good stock clerk? William, you're not too bad at 32. And then we've got Kirsten at 28. So I'm going to hire William, and you're going to work overnight. So you're going to come in at 11 o'clock. And then you're going to work right through to 7 AM, which is good to see. So that means we've got you working throughout the night. And then we definitely need another cashier. So we'll go ahead and hire... We'll get this cashier to start at midnight, actually. Get you to run to 8 AM. So I think we're going to go for this cashier here, just because of the rating of 38, which is very good. So you're going to start at midnight, and you're going to work right through until... Yeah, that works nicely, that works nicely. So that means we've always got 3 staff in the store, essentially, which is good. You guys work till 7. Yep, that's perfect. So if we look at the shift planning now and filter by cashier, we can see that we've got these 2 working throughout the night, and then you come on at midnight and you work till 8 AM, which is good. So that gives us a bit more coverage in the morning as well. And what we'll do is we'll move you back another hour too, so you start at 5. So that means now we've got 5 members of staff on at 5 AM, which is good to see. Though this hasn't updated perfectly, I feel this graph's a tiny bit wrong. There is more than 2 staff working at midnight. But anyway, we'll ignore that for the time being. Right, okay, so we're done with that, so hopefully that will make some difference, because today the store is very busy. It's been its best sales day yet, just because we already had over 100 sales before 6 AM. That's obviously going to add to things in the long run. However, the store's empty, so I feel we're missing so many opportunities today. 38 occurrences of overqueues, and the amount of just lack of stock we have out is unreal. This is another reason why we need to go ahead and extend the stock room as well. Not that it'll speed things up, but it just allows us to go ahead and store much more items going forwards. Okay, so let's go ahead and build the floors. So that is the floor extension put in there. And then for the bathroom, we're going to go for something checkered. Now in this game it's unisex bathrooms, there's not any for male or female, unlike other games such as Sim Airport. So that means that I don't have to have 2 separate bathrooms, which is good. It's a gender neutral toilet, which I'm very much happy to go ahead and build. Saves me money only having to build one. One thing I want to do now that that other stockroom is actually ready to be expanded, let's expand it. So let's go ahead and do that. So that just, as you can see, allows for much better storage going forward. And it means that we can get so much more stuff in here as well. As you can see, it sort of goes ahead and stores up left to right and then works down. So we've got this whole bit at the bottom here now free for goods, which you should probably see quite a bit of that fill up now with some delivery trucks. Anyway, returning to the bathroom, shop's looking still so bare. Really disappointed still. And again, it makes me think I need another stock clerk. But I also think as well, on the reverse side of things, we just need to play catch up, which we should be able to do. I think we should be able to get everything refilled. But there's just so many, so many empty shelves. But anyway, we'll deal with that in a second. Right, restroom, and let's go for some toilet cubicles. We'll go ahead and stick you guys up against this back wall here. Then we'll go ahead and add in some toilet sinks along here. And then, should we add a urinal just for the sake of it? Yeah, why not? We'll add one in there as well. That would be kind of weird if females were peeing and people were peeing into the urinal, but that game's not got this sort of coding into it, so I don't really actually have to worry about that too much. Right, okay, let's speed things up. How's my research doing? So, electronic supply, we've still got a long way to go, and we still need to get this chemical stuff into our store, which is important. So that means we need a store extension, which is easy enough to fund. What I want to do is go ahead, I don't have the money. That is a disaster. All I want to do is fund sort of this here. Cost 15,000 to go to there, would that be worth it? Probably. I mean, we just gained enough to go ahead and allow for this store extension now, so let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to be very poor once this is done. However, we should be fine to allow for it to happen. I am gaining money at a decent rate now. How much did we gain yesterday? I mean, this is the thing, let me say before anything. The amount of sales we're gaining, it's only got to 6 AM now, and we're already at 80 sales. So that's why we're breaking sales records day by day now. As we can see, we're just about at 800, and yesterday we almost broke our maximum profit. I feel today we will though, just because today started well. We now also have a restroom in as well, which I think should probably increase customer satisfaction. In general, it's actually up at 70%, which is really nice to see. I'm quite happy with that. And then also, in general, the shelves are stacked much better today. Though again, they're still not perfect, there's still room for improvement, but there always will be, I guess. So again, we'll keep monitoring things, so they're pretty much full right now, which I'm happy with. Okay, so up to the back of the shop, let's go ahead and add in some more tiles. Is this the right kind of tile? It's not, it's floor tile 9. So we'll stick you guys along there. So that means we can add more shelves in, which is good. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go back to store, and let's go into shelves. And let's go ahead and add in all these new chemical supplies, which I've been meaning to do for a while. So we want to go to assign, store, let's not expand the store into the bathroom. Let's go ahead and do that, and then let's go ahead and start off by doing all these health and beauty items. Because again, these are very much needed. I think it's all just in this health and beauty menu, except that one item which was in household items. We might actually have to build some more shelves here, although we might be okay. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more to go, so that's fine. And for this sort of stuff, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have one on each shelf for the time being, just because I don't have the money to expand like I want to. I very much do want to just go ahead and take out a loan, but there's not that much justification for it right now, so I think we're fine. And we've got one of everything, which is good. Alright, so we can close out that right now. I'm going to leave those two blank right now. I guess it's a bit unprofessional, but for the time being we will. I am also going to add in some more stock clerks, just based on the fact that now we've got more shelves to stock as well, so I feel it's needed. It is needed. And I feel we're not being as efficient. Our profit margin is down 4% as well, so all in all, not good. Right, stock clerk. Who is a good stock clerk? You're an amazing stock clerk. 2 amazing stock clerks here, actually. I don't want a cashier, I want a stock clerk. Two amazing ones. That's you at 40% as well, which is good. So we'll hire both of yous, and let's go into shift planning, and let's sort out stock clerks, and let's go ahead and reshuffle this whole system, basically. So we're going to have 2 people on from midnight, we'll then have 2 people on from 6 o'clock, we'll then have 2 people on from 11 o'clock, no, 2 people on from 12 o'clock, 2 people on from 6 o'clock, and that works wonders, ladies and gentlemen. That works wonders. In saying that, there may be a bit too much people working overnight though, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring you back to 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock, sorry, and that allows for any catch up if required to be done. We'll move you guys back to 11 o'clock, and maybe move you guys back 1 hour as well. So I think that should be better. Is that your stock clerk rating? It's something green. I think this must be our first person, or is that satisfaction? I think that could be satisfaction. Anyway, we do have some really, really good stock clerks just added to the team, and that means we always have 2 on, always, and that's throughout the night too, which is perfect. Right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am very happy with the progress. Janitor might be a new issue now, actually. Do we have a janitor going throughout the night? That's a very good question. Staff, shift planning, go by janitors. Yeah, we definitely need to hire some more janitors in, so let's go ahead and hire 1 or maybe 2, just so we can go ahead and allow for future planning. There's 2 decent janitors in here actually, so I'm going to go ahead and take them both. Though your speed is so slow. Yeah, you're not worth it, because that's the speed that they're going to walk at, and the maintenance centre, because it's not joined on, which I might want to do, to be fair, to a general store, then it's going to take you forever to walk over, so it's maybe not worth it. Let's go into shift planning anyway. Let's go back to, maintenance centre, shift planning. Let's go via stock clerks, not stock clerks, janitors. And this now allows us to go right throughout the night as well. So we'll start you at, I'm going to have to stagger this a bit more. So let's start you there. Then let's have you work till there, and you work till there, so that's good. So 4-hour gaps throughout the day, and then there's just 1 person working throughout the whole of the night, which is good. Throughout the night, it's just going to be 1 big cleanup operation, i.e. all the stuff should be cleared right now. However, it's not, which is problematic. It just makes the store look a little bit dirty and unnecessary, which is not good. In general, there's a lot less rubbish outside the store since we've gone ahead and put these trash cans in though, which is quite good, so I'm quite happy about that all in all. Though again, it doesn't really tell you the percentage or how they're being used, so I just have to leave it for the time being. As you can see as well, the stockroom is a little bit more full, and I'm quite happy about it. And in terms of research, we'll unlock that in the next episode, though we are very close. Missed sales opportunities, restaurant opportunity, rewards. We have rats warning, which is not good, but that should be dealt with by janitors. And then again, some more sales opportunities missed. So all in all, I think the store has definitely taken the right movement anyway. We have achieved this episode's goals, which was to go ahead and get a profit of over 2,500. Yesterday was 3,700, which is good. And in the next episode, I want to get that all the way to 5,000. We also actually nearly got 3,900 yesterday, which is really, really good. And as well, sales are up at, I want to try break 1,000 next episode as well. So you'll have to tune in and watch that and see if we achieve that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this episode up here, so hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like, rate, and subscribe if you are new around here. Go down into that comment section below, give me some feedback, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And that's all for this video, so thank you very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.